So, welcome to Drunk on Drones and welcome to the city of Bingen. Bingen is a German city on the Rhine River in the state of Rhineland-Pfalz. So, here I had actually flown previously in another city called Eder Oberstein, and I was down to, I think it was maybe 2.5 batteries. And I had charged some inside my car with my little sequential charger made by DJI, and I think I managed to have 3 batteries at this point. I started flying down the river with the intent to see a castle, which maybe you can see in the distance there on the right hand side, right where the river curves, and down to see what this white thing was in the middle of the river. The distance was further than I thought it was, and I actually had my Insta361X attached to the drone, but came back because there was despite the calm looking waters, it was exceptionally windy. And I was flying into a headwind, and the drone was really struggling with the Insta361 on there. So I decided that it was probably too far of a trip to try that setup. So I flew back and I detached the camera and I started just flying with the drone. And that's why the film started actually, in the air. Now, believe it or not, this video right here that you're watching is actually 200%, and it's accelerated. Now, to the bottom left, you see this little white tower thing. I actually wanted to explore that a little bit more, but there was a lot to see here in Bingen, and I was thinking that I wouldn't have the batteries to see it all. So I actually just did a strafing flyby, despite my strong desire to actually explore it and get closer to it and take a better look at it. I was already at the yellow part of my my battery, so return to home was looming on me. And actually, right here, we're at approximately 3.7 to 3.8 kilometers distance, and the return to home started to trigger, and it said, maximum distance reached, wants to return to home. And you'll see here I start doing a little squirrely flying, and that's with me canceling on my smart controller the return to home function. I should probably be able to get more distance out of my batteries, but a lot of times I end up leaving them charged overnight, because what happens here in Germany is the weather can just change from one moment to the next, and then you end up with fully charged batteries and a bunch of rain and you can't fly. And I have 5 batteries. So here I decided that I was going to turn around when I canceled the return to home and get a little bit more green bar going on. I am actually flying near that island over there on the right hand side. If you look on the right hand side of the screen where the river is, there's like a little fork in the river. I'm over there. Very, very clear, straight shot. Very strong reception. Wonderful conditions for flying, other than the wind. Now, on the way back, as you can see, I'm again at 200%, but it's a lot faster, and that's because we have the wind at our back. And I actually do this on purpose. I've watched enough videos to see where people have crashed their drones because they flew with the wind, and then trying to come back, they were flying into the wind, and they lost their drone because of power issues. Now, I don't know who this is or who this monument is dedicated to. I asked one of my German work colleagues. He said it was Aphrodite, whatever her name is. That sounds highly unlikely for Germany. I don't know. It looks like a German Statue of Liberty, to be honest. The thing is massive. You can see it from the other side of the river. It's highly visible. And if you look on the screen, there's actually people there. You see how tiny they are in comparison to that statue. Amazingly huge. I'm not sure how you get over there. You have to cross the river. There's no bridges for miles, so apparently you have to take a ferry to go over there. Or you can take what is this thing called? Cable car. As you can see here in the middle of the screen, I'm about to fly over top of some cable cars. And that actually crosses the river. So maybe that's how you get there. Now, earlier at the statue, you saw transition. I actually flew back, changed batteries, and I'm flying on my second battery now. I actually started again. I flew directly to the Aphrodite statue, whatever it is, and I did that little bit of filming, and then I decided to go ahead and fly to the next landmark that I can see from across the river, which apparently is a monastery. Now, I'm not sure, but again, the distances are significantly further than they appear. And here I slowed down, as you can see, down to normal speed, and I got a half decent look at this place. But this was actually the second battery, so I was actually flying on 2.5 batteries, and I needed to get in another spot, so I didn't have the time again to explore this place like I normally would with my 5 batteries, because I had flown in Nieder Oberstein, as I said before, and so I was down to 2.5 batteries, so 2 full batteries and a half battery. And the half battery I wasn't willing to really fly around on. So enjoy the monastery. So now I'm on a straight shot back home to my home location. It's an not abandoned, but an empty parking lot. And as you can see straight ahead on the hilltop, there is another chapel, and that was my last target. And at this point, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was around like 60 something percent battery, to where I was thinking, okay, I've got to fly back over 2.5 kilometers. I think it was approximately 2.83 kilometers, and then try and get a shot of this last place. And yeah, so full speed ahead back home. Again, the wind was to my back. The wind had changed, but the wind was to the drone's back, and I'm flying. This is being recorded at 200% speed, so you can see that the video is moving a little bit faster here. And so I was also pleased with that. That actually helped me out a lot. So we just flew over my parking lot. My parking lot, it's not really my parking lot. It's someone's nice mansion. And we come up to this church here. And this church is just nestled up here between the trees and the hills. And it's quite a sight. Quite a sight. Enjoy. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and watching Drunk on Drones. Stay tuned for more locations around Germany.